Hey there, folks. Welcome to our run of Austin Ramsey's Beam Saber, inspired by Neon Yang's The Genesis of Misery. Before we jump into things, I want to do a quick round of introductions. We'll start with me, and then we'll go clockwise around the Zoom as I'm seeing it. I'm Steven, he, him. I am the GM for this particular run. You can find me at Steven Alligator, but you'll just find this and you're already here. Before we, so yeah, we'll go around clockwise. If you want to introduce yourself, your pronouns, and who you are playing. We'll start with you, Chris, and then go clockwise from you.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm he, him. I'm playing Petrichor. They, them. They are a ousted noble empath who is trying to um end the war in a peaceful manner.
Or maybe different for each one of us.
Yeah, so Cricket, if you want to introduce yourself.
Oh, it's me. Hi. I am Cricket, they, them pronouns, and I am playing Cora Farah, she, they pronouns, who is a socialite that was villainized in a reality TV competition where she'd murder people and she's trying to get back at the Empire.
Cool, then Victor.
Hi, I'm Victor, he, him, playing Leopold, also he, him, a street rat infiltrator, pressed into service for the heretics.
I'm Roy, playing Eddie, he, him for both. Eddie he's a hacker, a kind of career criminal. He was blackmailed into working for the heretics, and yeah, I'm excited for the juicy drama that we have going.
Yeah, and then this game is hosted with The Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is an online role-playing group, mostly focusing on role-playing games of the indie and OSR varieties. Besides publishing a zine called The Codex, as well as several gaming podcasts, it also hosts an online calendar, which this game started organized through, but quickly most of the folks were recruited through Discord. But if you are interested in playing a game on the Gauntlet, the calendar is open to non-members. You can check it out through the link in the description below. We also make use of a couple different safety tools. We have Chris joined us wasn't here last week, so I'll just kind of quickly go through them. We are making use of the X card. The X card is a safety tool that if you are uncomfortable at the table for any reason, feel free to make an X sign with your hands, say X card, type X card into chat. We'll usually ask what is being X carded, but we'll remove it from the fiction with no need to justify it. We are also making use of script change, which is a set of terms kind of derived from video editing to help us talk about the fiction. One of these is pause, which is let's take a break. Let's talk about where the fiction is at and make certain that everyone's comfortable. Usually I like to use this just to check as a check when I need to check in, or if I'm confused about where the fiction is at and I need some clarification. Another of these is rewind. Rewind is if we want to jump back to something that already happened in the fiction, whether in an earlier scene or an earlier session, and we want to make an edit to the fiction, retcon something in or out. This might be because we realize in retrospect, actually, I'm pretty uncomfortable with how that scene went. Could we change this aspect about it? Or actually, I realized it would be more interesting or more true to my character if they had done or said this instead. We'll work out what we need to kind of change going forward about the fiction to make that all work. But we'll do that. And then we also have fast forward, which is, hey, we're kind of drawing out this scene, maybe engaging in like kind of uninteresting detail or focusing on something that's actually making me a little uncomfortable. We'll work out in broad strokes what happens in the scene and then move on to the next one. And then we also have frame by frame, which is one I haven't used a lot. but I think I've used it one time ever. This is basically if we all want to do a scene, like all of us say, yes, we are interested in the scene, but we also are like, this makes us a little uncomfortable still. We basically are saying we're gonna turn safety tools up to max and regularly check in that everyone's comfortable. Like there was one game I was in where a character was a clone of a princess and engaged in this really weird toxic relationship with her. We all really liked that whole premise, but we also were like, we want some safety tools and regular check-ins for when we're doing scenes between the two. And then we're also making use of lines and veils. Lines and veils is a living document that we put together before play begins and check back in on regularly. I realized, particularly since Chris is joining us, I didn't check in. If people could take a look at our lines and veils tab in the character keeper and type OK into chat if you're happy with where it's at. I don't know, Chris, if you had gotten a chance to take a look at it. Okay, I'm seeing OK from Chris. Seeing thumbs up. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yeah, where we left off last time, we had just finished up the mission. Oh, and of course, before I go on, we also are making use of the open door. If at any time you need to step away from the table or I should say from the chat to do something, feel free. Real life and stuff takes priority over stuff going on in this game. If you can let us if and when you will be back, that's always helpful to us for us in terms of framing scenes, but that is not required should like an emergency happen. And so yeah, that takes us through the whole safety spiel. I want to do so where we left off, we were just wrapped up a mission and we were going to jump into payout. So I'm wondering, the die room is over in the safety tab at the very start. Who wants to volunteer to see what the payout for this job is? The way that payout works in this game is that you roll your relationship with your faction plus the tier of the targeted squad. In this case, your relationship is 0 at the moment. And the targeted squad was tier 1. So you'd be rolling 1 die total. Oh yes, Leopold volunteered you, Chris. Would you like to go to the die room and give us a 1d6 roll?
You're muted.
Oh, I don't understand how to roll.
If you click on any of those dice in the room, it will add some dice. And then we don't need to add any modifiers because we're looking at the individual dice, not the total. And you can just select roll at the bottom.
Okay. I just don't know where the room is. I don't understand that.
Oh,
part.
the room there's a link at the very top of the safety tab. I'll copy it here.
Oh, I see. Okay. Safety.
And there's a link in the chat now.
Cool. And then how many am I rolling?
Just one.
Just one. 1d6.
1d6. Got it.
It's on you. This was Petrichor's job on the mission, making sure you actually get paid. How did Petrichor do?
Yeah.
Didn't do the worst. Not the worst.
Wait, where am I?
You got a 2.
Oh, I saw 5 from Victor. Never mind.
Oh. Yeah.
That was
So,
Victor smashing the or Leopold smashing the tower.
so
Yeah.
besides the 2, as a member of and let me remind myself here what oligarchy give. I believe it is 1 personnel and 1 trust to start with. The oligarchy, you always get a personnel and a let's go over to infiltrator, no, recon squad here. Let's see, where do they have on this sheet where you track your equipment? Here we go. There's some right here. You have a personnel and you gain 1 trust with your employer. How do you want to take the other 2 resources? You can either take it as materiel, which you might need. You might want some materiel because you have none right now by default.
That's what I was gonna say.
What are other options? But yeah, I
Or
agree.
personnel.
Okay. Oh, then yeah, probably put it in material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think also, let's see here. There we go. And trust. And so, yeah, that is the initial payout. I'm also going to note a few things that change about your relationships because of things that you did. I think Roy. Sorry, not Roy, Eddie. Coming back from the mission, there are several forms that have been filled out and left in your quarters that detail, should you accept them, some personnel requisition forms that have just been left there. You also get an extra personnel added to your squad's resources, from a mysterious benefactor.
You're welcome. Do I need to explain?
If you want, you could always just say, hey, we have some more personnel resources.
Yeah, I feel like Eddie's default way of not having to remember his lies is to talk as little as possible, generally speaking. So, and people getting used to him not having having weird and yeah, so maybe faking not having as strong a translation as he actually has, so that he can feign misunderstanding when it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, glitchy AR translator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, not coming in. Maybe next time.
Yeah, or hey, blame the fact that your brain nearly got fried last session.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look, one too many hard hits to the brain. You know how it is. AR doesn't quite work the same.
I'm curious. So go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask because Leopold does not fully knows or suspects that he knows Eddie's secret, and so anything suspicious around Eddie is going to cause Leopold to eye him closely. Not necessarily interrogate, but mentally note like, okay, more weirdness
my
around
eyes
Eddie.
are up here. Okay.
Yeah, so here's what I want to check in here. So and so we have downtime activities. Each pilot has 3 free downtime activities. Is there? Oh, maybe I might have missed this part here when I was going over the rules. Oh, okay. So here's a thing I missed, but this is each pilot you get a 3 during at this point. You can either take an upkeep downtime activity, you still have to pay materiel to take it, or you can remove all level 1 harm from pilots and level 1 damage from their vehicles.
There's
Cool.
separate actions, or that's one action?
You do both. So you get remove all level 1 harm and level 1 damage from your vehicles. And you may I'll check if that's actually an or there. But who would like to take an upkeep activity for free right now? Well, not for free. You need to pay material. But so
I
you
know
could
that
potentially
I
two of you
have
could
level
take up.
1 on myself and my mech, so I would like to take that if that's okay. I know we only have 2 material.
Yeah, so mechanically speaking here, it might be best if each of you take one upkeep activity. If like 2 people take one upkeep activity at using 1 material each, because these are effectively free extra actions you can take. But I guess no, I suppose
Yeah.
also it can make sense for 1 person to take 2. But who would like
does
to
it-
spend some material down?
Is it or is it and? Because if it's and, then it would just be 1 for me to get rid of the harm for myself and my mech, right?
Yeah,
I
let me.
think-
Wait, I thought the harm gets wiped automatically.
Oh,
And then what we're talking, or does the
Yeah,
harm
I'm
to
just
get
checking
wiped?
the
harm needs-
PDF
Sure,
here
sorry.
that's more up to
Yeah.
date.
I need to check
Yes,
the
all
up-
level 1 harm and level 1 damage is removed automatically at the end of the mission.
Oh, okay.
Good to know
You
for
get-
the future. I would have taken harm instead of using all my quirks.
So
Well,
do I
quirks would have
still
also
have?
meant you take decreased effect.
mhm.
Do I still? So if I get rid of my winded and my lagging rotor, that's just, or
That's
do
just
I
you get it
still
for
have
free.
those effects?
You get
Okay.
to remove those for free.
Okay, cool.
And who would like to spend material to roll dice equal to the material spent?
Does that help with like unexhausting our quirks?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's how
that's
you
a-
unexhaust your quirks.
I would like to use 1 because I exhausted both my quirks last session.
Yeah, I've exhausted all 4 of mine, so I would definitely like to use 1 if folks.
Oh,
are
I guess
okay.
I didn't choose 2 other quirks. I probably need to. I forgot we got 4 instead of 2. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you'd only. Yeah, it was just that you hadn't thought of. Yeah, so
Didn't
brainstorm.
I've exhausted 3, so it'd be great to be able to use mine too.
Okay, well, you guys do that then, because then technically, when I think of my other 2, then I'll still have 2 I can exhaust. so
Exactly. Yeah.
you guys should do that. Yeah,
But we
Okay.
still have
Good.
1. We have right. I mean, we have 3 and
we have 2 material, and it
Oh,
costs
shoot.
1
So,
material.
1 material
So you
equals
guys
1
should
die.
do it.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, you take a material, I take a material.
Yeah. So
Thank you for your
Eddie,
generosity, folks.
each of you give me a roll here in our
1d6, right?
yeah.
Okay. One, boy.
Cool.
So what does that get me?
You get to refresh 1 of your quirks. And Eddie, you get a refresh 2. So yeah. With that, sorry, I had missed that bit of the rules until I was looking at another part. Oh yes, and of course you get a total of 3 rep. I'll update that. I want to check in with Petrichor as we move into downtime. What are you gonna do with your downtime?
I need to refresh my memory on the rules because the last time I played Demon Saber, it was like sorry, mate. A much older edition.
Mm-hmm.
But I obviously don't need to do upkeep. So I won't use a free upkeep because I don't need to. I think I might, let's see.
There is like collect because you are pretty low on resources. Or like building or manufacturing something because you don't really need to yeah, you don't need to do any of the refresh actions because you weren't here last mission. But
Yeah,
so it's
so
a
I can
matter
do
of,
lots of cool stuff though.
yep.
Trying to find the page. Actually, wait.
You're gonna start a project?
Yeah, I was either gonna. I have 3 of them, so I mean, I guess we don't have the um money for everything though. So yeah, I think one thing would be trying to collect, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. So not acquire assets. Salvage
Yeah. Are
or
you, oh, salvage?
is that a thing we could do?
Salvage is taking apart a vehicle.
Oh, okay. So what were
Uh,
you suggesting?
collect is where you go and like through some means gather resources from a region.
Okay. Oh, this seems mean.
It's going to be mean. There are a lot of different ways to say it because you do have a chance of pissing someone off. Oh, and that is, we forgot to do entanglement, but I can do it after asking you. It was a short mission. I'm not going to bother with entanglement just yet, because we kind of started late. When you do it, you have a chance of pissing someone off. Now, collect could mean scavenging, like you are on Celia. It has wealth too, but there are refugees and there is salvage. So, like, it could be a kind of salvaging run. You still might piss someone off or get into
Um,
trouble.
yeah, I'll do a collect, I think, for one of mine at least. And then also might start a long-term project as another one of them later.
Cool. So yeah,
Do these all cost things? They all cost supply points, right?
most of them, some will tell you if they cost supply points, you get 3 actions that you can perform for free, but some of them do require you spend to like do
Got it.
stuff. Like schmooze takes spending personnel and manufacturing takes spending material.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do a collect real quick just so we have some stuff to do.
Yeah, and I'd say like if you are scavenging around Celia, Celia has a wealth of 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
because we have that like field, right? So we could just go out there and find some stuff.
you might.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what the entanglement, what your role tells us you find. Is anyone helping? You can help for free if you want, and only one pilot or cohort can help with any given downtime roll, though. Is anyone helping go out to Petrichor, go out salvaging?
Sure.
I was gonna say it probably makes sense for Eddie too, since he's the hacker. Probably has an
Yeah.
idea of what parts to look for.
Yeah, what are your salvage runs out into the ruined world of Celia look like? Do you go
I
out
feel
in
like
mechs or are you going out more subtly than that?
more subtly. I don't know if we don't really have vehicles available, but if we have like something that is like really subtle.
And I feel like maybe we wouldn't want, like, it's like good fishing spots. Like we know the best places to look, but we don't want
Yeah.
people to see us going in looking for that stuff. Like,
Yeah, I was actually like literally thinking of like a space fishing boat, like a little like dinghy. Um, and we're just kind of going around and like kind of seeing if like scanning or whatever, and also I'm like trying to pick up on vibes, you know.
Oh yeah, because you can see AR ghosts.
Yeah,
So
too.
you can like is that what you're like looking for?
Yeah, so like AR ghost, and then like as a hacker, we can just be like, oh, there seems like there's some crazy tech, and I'm sure they kind of like EMP fields influence each other slightly. You can kind of see stuff. So yeah, I was just gonna go around the like wreckage and asteroids and just see if we can salvage anything.
and I'm picturing like maybe the 2 of us complement each other because I'm looking for more of the traditional electronic fields or, like scanning for image recognition of parts that we need while you're doing kind of the more, weird occulty, less technical
Mhm.
traditional science. side. So we're like covering all of the potential awesome stuff that could be found with two different approaches.
Yeah. So do I roll for this or?
Yeah, you're gonna roll 3d6.
Okay. 3d6.
Yeah, because Celia has a wealth of 2, and you're getting a +1 from Eddie going out to help you.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so let's see. I believe on a collect, you get
Where's that?
you get 4. You get 4 supply points that you can divide up how you want.
Cool.
However, you rolled a 1.
Uh-oh.
So this is when you go out doing this, there's always the risk that someone is going to get angry. Someone is going to get angry with you. Oh, and I see we lost
Cora.
Cora. I'll check in with them in a second. But Eddie, you were helping out on this. I'm wondering, could you give me, let's see here. You're going to encounter an entanglement because of this. Could you give me a roll of 3 dice?
Me or Eddie?
Oh no, it says I should roll the entanglement.
Oh,
okay.
sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry. I guess I'll. Oh, do you already rolled Eddie? That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Cora's back.
Cool.
Superiors. Awesome. In that case, I think that when you get back, so why don't you describe for us what your salvage looks like? Because you gather a pretty good chunk of material.
Yeah. I feel like because personnel is also something that is tangible.
Yeah.
So like I could say because it's 4 total, right?
Yep.
I want to say that it's like we have 2 personnel already, right?
Yeah, you have 2 personnel already.
Okay. I wasn't sure if because I played this before and we just kept it all supply, but I'm not sure if we were just doing it that way. But
Might be an old version, but this is the way I'm reading the rules right now.
yeah, no, that's I was reading it too, and it seems like that. So I think we could just do all material unless someone thinks we should keep some personnel. But I feel like it makes sense just to have it all as material. Honestly, like we'd be like, oh, there's radios, and we can like kind of like count that as personnel or something.
Yeah.
But I think we all need to fix stuff for the most part, it looks like. So I
Yeah.
think all material would be good. It's like literally spare parts.
Yeah. So yeah, you come back loaded down with spare parts, with mechanics, all sorts of sweet stuff. The moment you come back into base, Eddie, your AR starts pinging you. Counselor Swan wants to meet with you specifically. And I think definitely you are getting those pings as well, Petrichor, letting you know that Swan wants to see Eddie.
Oh man. I just look over to Eddie. I'm like, what did you do?
Nothing. I helped find salvage. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. What's the swan want? So I'll go and go say hi.
She's
Привет, what do you
pinging
want?
you, not us.
Yeah, go see the swan. Like typical manager gets in the way. It does nothing to help.
Well, let me know if you need any help with them.
Yes, always. If someone can be operating shovel, I will throw in body. That is joke. I probably will not murder this person. So yeah, I'll go and head to the meeting.
Yeah, and Swan is a tall man in his 50s or 60s. He is scarred along one side of his face, which is kind of the only thing that is out of keeping with otherwise this very kind of professional bureaucrat, like professional office worker looking guy. Like it's the scar, and he has one eye that is made out of holy stone. And I forget, does Eddie have a last name? Or do you just have Eddie there?
Anyone who learns Eddie is lucky to know that much. And
Oh yes, but he says, Mr. McLaren, thank you for taking the time out of your busy day of scavenging to meet with me.
you're welcome. How may I help?
I want to know, what is your relationship with a Phoenix song?
I know Phoenix Song like most do. Quite a powerful force in our neck of the universe. Why?
I like to know where all of my squad stands. Phoenix Song is difficult. And I just want to know why you were the nature of your relationship.
If there's a problem, spit it out. Otherwise, I have places to be. The nature of the relationship. I know who this Phoenix Song is.
Oh, of course. This will only take, I should think, a few hours. And he starts to pull out all of these, just popping up all throughout your AR field. Is just document after document after document of like bank accounts, like supply requisition forms. Every form you have ever touched is popping up in your field. We just need to audit just the past year or so's worth of documentation. It shouldn't take, as I said, it shouldn't be that much trouble.
So climbing deep into my digestive tract. Great.
Could you give me a roll of, let's see here, 2d6, and we're gonna keep the lowest die.
This is gonna be awesome. Oh, hold on, I just added more dice. No.
Yep, this is the entanglement that you rolled.
It wasn't even mine.
I know, but like
that'll teach you for helping.
It says
I wasn't even supposed to work
it
today.
says one of your superiors grills you, or one of your pilots, or a cohort, and like if he's gonna grill anyone.
I had it coming. Yeah, 6 and a 3. So 3 is the lower of the 2.
3.
Wait, this is a what is the role represent?
This is to see how well you resist this questioning. You rolled a 3, so you can take level 2 harm compromised, unless you want to resist that.
Yeah, I'll resist that. That would probably be a resolve.
Because you are just, yeah. Which role are you making with?
I guess I'm assuming a resolve, kind of as a social.
Yeah, resolve.
Yep.
Because at the end of this, you are like, he keeps you for hours, and by the end of this, you are making mistakes in your story. Maybe like documents are all blurring together in your vision.
Oh, so I got a 2 and a 5 on my resist, so I take 2 stress,
Just one.
1 stress. Okay.
And you it's reduced to person of interest, level 1 harm. And I'll go ahead, and I think we're coming up at 13 after the hour. We'll take our second break here and then continue with downtime actions after that, if that works for folks.
Perfect.
Sure,
Perfect.
sounds good.
Yes. While we're taking a break, Victor had mentioned that since we had the scrapyard, they should have gotten an extra die for their upkeep roll.
Oh yeah, each of you can roll. Let's roll one more die and see if you get
Cool.
better
Yeah.
results. I forgot about that. Thank
Yeah,
you for
no worries.
reminding me, Victor and Cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah,
Nope.
same shit. Wow. Okay.
Bless.
It's a good thing that wasn't an action roll or
No, I'm just getting them all the bad ones out now.
yeah, and Eddie, if you could give us one more roll too. Oh, so you get all of your quirks cleared, Eddie.
Good job, Eddie. Yay.
Nothing
I mean, you're
but
in a sticky situation now, but
nothing but good news and fun with this squad.
Leopold, what are you doing with the first of your downtime actions?
I am continuing to do my tinker, my upkeep. You know, I put it all on the line last session, and you know, yeah, there's a lot of work to do. And not sure what was preventing me from doing it well that first round. I guess it was just a particularly taxing problem with, what was it that I marked as fixed? The delicate limbs. Yeah, makes sense that it took a lot of work to fix the delicate limbs. They were not made for smashing against a tower. So yeah, I don't know
yeah,
what
very effective.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know what it looks like in the fiction for like,
So
are
you spend
we
at
doing
least you spend at least one material, and then you roll dice equal to the material spent.
We don't have material.
No,
You
yeah, we
have,
do now because
Petrichor brought back a big Petrichor and Eddie brought back a big boatload of material.
Right, yeah,
Oh,
apologies.
perfect. Okay.
And then Eddie got dragged off to get questioned for several hours, is what you saw.
Okay, that's what happened. I dropped in that time, so I didn't know we had more material. So yes, spend all of it.
Well,
Is there a way? Can I assist with the upkeep to help?
Yes,
or
everybody, you can always have someone assist in the action, and we'll talk
since
about
I'm still at the
describe how
base,
you're
like,
assisting.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, so I was going to also ask, just like in terms of the upkeep, like, is this in the fiction that we ourselves are the ones in charge of our upkeep? Do we have an NPC that does that who will, you know,
You have no cohorts, so I'm assuming it's going to be you.
Okay.
You might, I'd say you could have like a few NPC people around base, but nothing that adds up to a cohort.
Right. No, I get that. Yeah, I'm not talking about I'm talking about fictional positioning, not actual mechanical benefit.
But yeah, I like the image of you of the pilot working on their mech. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, like the like personnel. I mean, we were using material for this, but like there's also the like regular, sorry, my video keeps breaking. Just regular personnel that are usually around.
Yeah.
But I feel like for the upkeep, like exhausting quirk or like clearing exhausted quirks, it's like you know the intricacies of your mech and then like aren't necessarily fixing it like damage, but just like replace or putting things back together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say
you're doing routine maintenance, it says, rather than like actually fixing broken things.
Okay.
Well, I feel like it makes sense for Cora also to be helping Leopold, since I want to fix you as a person, but also we both kind of have like finicky mechs. So like maybe I'm used to working with those finicky mechanics, so I can help you with your delicate limbs.
So so those are the ones that are okay. Yeah, yes, that sounds great. I was also thinking, maybe you can like, again, in the fiction, not expending anything, but it's like, my shit's made out of common parts. It's basically duct tape
Hmm.
and tin cans, and every so often, you're trying to fix me, and part of that is, giving me the good shit.
Exactly.
It's like, well, of course these delicate limbs aren't going to work.
Because
This
you're
is, yeah,
because
this
you're
is
gonna get me into
aluminum.
trouble if I don't fix you.
Yeah.
So that's my
Mhm.
belief for you. But also, you helped me, so I want to help you.
Yeah. Appreciated. Yeah.
So I think that works for narratively, and also, like I said, I have like the exposed mechanics and sort of have the more like a finicky mech in general as far as that goes. So maybe it makes sense that maybe I have like fine tools or something to help with your delicate lens.
Cool. So by default, you're required to spend at least one material. How many are you spending, Leopold?
So yeah, I'm gonna spend one material, and then we get an extra one for our scrapyard.
And an extra one for helping, so you get 3 total.
Perfect. Fantastic.
There you go. There
Yeah,
you
nice.
go.
Okay. So that clears the rest of them.
Yep, your quirks are all cleared
Fantastic.
now.
Maybe I should. If how much material did we end up getting
You
with
got 4.
the scrap run? Four.
4.
Okay, so maybe
4.
I might spend one to see. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll,
you
I'll
definitely
use an
should.
upkeep and try and see what we can do with that. Um, since we're already in here, do you want? I guess do you want to help me too?
Oh
And
yeah,
we
definitely.
can
No,
see where
because
that
and
goes.
so now it's like now my shit's working, and so it's like yeah. So I'm helping. I'm absolutely returning the favor, finding ways to you know how common materials might get you around some of these finicky
Yeah.
finicky parts,
Yeah.
and
And Cora, you
Go
think,
back.
I'm curious, you think Leopold needs to be fixed? Uh
Mm-hmm.
how do we see that in this montage of mech repairs?
Hold on 1 second. I'm getting onto the roll with me real quick, and then um I feel like maybe she's bossing him around a little bit. Probably not like, probably in like a loving, like maternal way of like, okay, obviously you're a little clumsier. Let me just handle this. It's all good. And then he's like, no, but you just did this for me. I just feel like we're probably like kind of bickering and like playful bantering a little bit while we're fixing this.
Okay.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, give me a roll of 3d6.
3d6. Let's go. So yeah, d6, 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 and roll. I got a 6.
Okay, so you clear all of your quirks.
Yay! And
Nice.
spent one material.
Yeah,
Right?
I marked that down.
Okay.
So we've got
Okay.
2 left for the rest of the folks.
Yeah, Eddie, you just came out of the after this hour-long interrogation. It wasn't framed as an interrogation, but it was one. Uh, how is Eddie feeling? What is he gonna do with his downtime?
Um, yeah, on the one hand, I feel like he'd be absolutely fuming and plotting this person's downfall, but on the other hand, like this is pretty. I feel like this is pretty routine, and so like just maybe be more Eddie style to kind of just be building this mental map of like that's a problem and this is how I'm going to manage it for now. But if it gets to this point, then I'm going to have to take more drastic measures and really weighing what the relationship with Phoenix is costing him. I get one thing maybe it helped me to flesh out a little bit more is like I'm not like taking secret specs for the heretics and feeding them to our direct enemies to use against us. I'm not like feeding nuclear codes to the Russians to think of a modern spy. Like this is as far as I guess how malign versus benign is this relationship? Like I like from a 30,000-foot view.
Mm-hmm. Are you asking me that, or is
Yeah,
that something
like
Eddie wants to
how.
figure out?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the information that I took from our last mission wasn't like state secrets of the heretics that I'm feeding to our worst
So
enemies.
you know that we kind of talked about this. The heretic leadership is not unified. There are a lot of big players within the heretics that don't necessarily all agree or get along. And you do know that Phoenix Song is a major player that has fallen out of favor within the heretics. She still has power, but she is not like the force she once was. That's what you know off the top of your head.
Sure.
Like without like starting a long-term project or doing some other kind of action, or like something like that. I don't know if you'd necessarily know more.
Okay. Yeah. I just, to understand how much is Eddie really, is he betraying the squad by doing this? Is he betraying the? It's he at the moment at least doesn't have direct knowledge that he's.
Yes, you do not
Here-
have direct knowledge that you are directly hurting the squad.
Yeah, I'm not like, here's how to blow up my friends' necks or something. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess since my damage is taking, well, now I retook some damage with the interrogation, but so maybe that would be the obvious thing for me to take care of.
It
Besides
can
that,
take a while to recover is the thing. So that
Okay.
for a one level 1 harm, I might say it's not necessarily hugely worth it if you have better things to spend your time on.
Yeah, I guess I don't have any aggressive agenda I want to pursue right now, and I'm
Okay.
very open to suggestions if people have things, and I can try to just increase our material
Like
pool
there's
again.
also training and schmoozing and stuff like that that can also be
You know what I do want to do? I want to get some dirt on our boss. I'm forgetting the name.
Swan?
Swan. Yep, I want dirt on Swan.
cool.
So
Makes sense.
I and it's a gift for me, but for the rest of the squad too. I will
And
be
he's like, you don't get to mess with me. I'm gonna mess with you right back.
oh, we are doing excavations of each other's digestive tracts. That's great. I would hate for you to miss out, so I am going to do the same to you, so you can see how fun it is to have somebody map out every twist and turn of your lower intestine. So I guess I don't know what does that actually look like. I could see like physically monitoring Swan's comings and goings. I could see trying to schmooze with peers that are potentially don't love Swan to see if
Cool.
they
So I'd say, yeah, this is if you want dirt on him, thinking does a 6 tick clock feel fair to you?
Sure, yeah.
What
I
act
have
go
a
ahead.
question. Can I do a setup for this with my read 'em a deep to give you intel on someone that you're potentially going to utilize in this scene?
This is a long-term project, so I would say not for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if between let's see. I'm trying to remember what is. Oh, yeah, duh. I should like as a hacker, I should be like I'm trying to uh go through all of his transactions and histories and email chats and
Ooh.
everything to find something incriminating and embarrassing.
Okay. So what action do you think this would be?
That would be interface.
Yeah, and I want to check in. I want to check in with you. Do you think this is something Eddie would actually let someone help him with? Or is this like something you are gonna keep pretty close to the chest?
Yeah, on the one hand, there's certainly an incentive to be quiet about because it relates to my suspiciousness. But I think on the one hand, I think there's an interesting arc of Eddie overcoming that with the squad, and then also even from a completely mercenary standpoint for Eddie to be trying to make sure his squad is with him against Swan, saying like, this Swan just did this for no reason, rake me over the coals. We need to have counterweight in case Swan gets it up their head to try to do this to all of us. So I don't think Eddie would be opposed to try to get.
I have a way to frame it as how to help. So like Petrichor could be like basically like catch you when you're leaving the office and just be like, what did that shark want? Like, what are they trying to dig up for you?
Yeah, and I'm like Eddie, like this Swan, just absolutely going through all of my history, all of my business. I am here risking my life for this heretics, and then this is the thanks that I get. Successful mission, saved my. Wait, yeah, because I guess I jumped in front of the bullet that was, or I remember jumping in front of some bullet, but then
You did. And
Cor-
that was,
but Cora
that
also used
was
armor.
aimed at Cora.
Yeah, so just
The second
I
bullet.
I feel we just went on an incredibly risky mission and got out with a successful outcome, and then I come back to this, like, what the hell are we doing in the squad? I'm going to let the Swan know that this works two ways. I'm going to dig up every little secret the Swan has and show no one is above suspicion, and we should all just leave one another alone as long as the mission is being done.
If they're digging things up, they probably leave a trail.
Undoubtedly.
So yeah, I'd like to help if that's cool.
Yeah. Do we need kind of details about what it looks like, Stephen, or?
I feel like you're using interface, but like I would be more so like just like regular research, kind of like going through contacts and like seeing what history I could dig up on Swan too.
Sure, even like pointing me at potentially good avenues to narrow my search down.
Cool. Yeah, that makes
Mhm.
sense. Give
Well,
me.
I was gonna say also, because he's mostly analog, maybe you're utilizing more of your AR expertise to assist as well.
Sort of the same complementary skill set that we used for the salvaging.
Cool. So give me your roll, your interface, plus 1 die.
Five. Whoo. Yeah, and I don't know, Stephen, how you like to do it. I always like in Fortune of the Dark games to say whatever the highest die was that came from the helping, so that I would have rolled the 2 1s on my own, and it was because of Petrichor's help that I got that 5.
Yeah, if you want to say it's because of that, feel free.
I just feel like it just helps keep gelling
Yeah.
the relationship between people, and yeah, makes it the impact more dramatic of the help.
And on 5, you add 2 segments. So I think that fiction. So you have 2 of your 6 ticks filled out. I think that the thing that initially, Eddie, you overlook, like you dredge a lot of files because you do get the success, but I think you're initially going to overlook it because it's just a lot of logistics reports. But Petrichor, who's doing the actual kind of research side, catches it. A lot of the logistics reports you're dredging related to Counselor Swan are not connected to heretic ships. That
Perfect.
Swan has been using non-heretic ships to move things for a a while now. Now, of course, you don't have the full answer because you still have another 4 ticks, but you have an interesting lead here.
Oh, little bird, what have you been up to?
Yeah. Petrichor, what are you doing with your second downtime action?
I think I actually want to utilize the training facility that we have
Sure.
um and train in prowess.
Yeah, what do your
Throw some ticks on that.
facilities prowess what do your prowess facilities look like?
Let's see. Which ones are prowess again? It's like struggle and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Struggle.
prowess I think is yeah, like your it's physical. Like your physical fitness, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I guess it might be like a like an adventure gym.
Oh, it's
Or I
great.
guess it
I'm
might
just
be just like a
imagining we
part of
talked about
like,
you having tunnels. Is it like you've converted like this one set of tunnels into like an adventure gym?
well, it's like kind of like one of those like, or like those Assassin's Creed levels, or I'm imagining like Luke training in Dagobah where like there's just these ruins and you can like run around them and like there's bars or like cables hanging and you can like swing around and just kind of just do that. And like Petrichor is like letting off steam but also training physically just because it's like, all right, we're gonna start getting into shit, so I got to be ready.
Yeah, I'm suddenly forgetting the term or like for when you're like
Or
yeah, urban it's like you've like converted some of the ruins into a parkour course. I love that. How much is this? I'm curious for Petrichor. How much of this is uh does this remind you of your days training in or is it different in your days training in the kind of arts of like fencing and dueling is that and things like that that you would have done as a noble?
I feel like it's very different. Like if you were to see it on the TV episode of this game, like you see visions of like Petrichor as a child and they have like a master of arms like handing them a blade and then like teaching them how to like fence um and then like as they like lose out on it they're like okay, so like the important here is like your physical like muscle memory, and they're doing the kind of like, all right, take a lap, run to the top of the walls, come back down, and then like pick up the sword, put it down, go back and run around again. And like you do that back and forth. And then like it cuts between visions of that and like this pristine, like white and gold, like outdoor facility, um, to like Petrichor running through this dark tunnel and then like leaping over like some rubble.
Cool, awesome. So yeah, you get a mark 2 XP to your prowess because of your training facility. And I think as we cut there, Leopold, what are you doing with your second downtime action?
Sorry, I was trying to figure that out. I think Leopold is yeah, continuing to focus not on self-care, but on mech care. And so having cleared the quirks moves on to beginning to address the broken limbs directly. So yeah, trying to fix my mech.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading the fix section.
Yeah, you have
So
a
it costs
repair.
2 stress to repair a vehicle. All right, yeah, I have no stress yet, so.
It costs 2 steps to repair your own vehicle.
Right.
So I could help you if you wanted. Although I
Sure,
guess
yeah.
I'd have to take to do that, but I guess I could because I wasn't in the last game.
Well, actually, so does anyone have any engineering skill?
I have one in engineer.
Yeah, okay, then yes, that would be much appreciated. The help would be appreciated, yeah.
I have one as well.
Uh,
Where does your engineering
Yeah, I
background
also
where does your engineering skill come from?
I think just like literal like education, like has been trained in a lot of things, and so they're not like necessarily like a mechanic, but it has had like general like kind of the like metallurgy training and stuff like that.
Mm.
And like
Well,
especially
and
as yours,
also you have your
were you saying?
implants. So like you have your engineering from like probably having to repair yourself.
Mhm.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And like also just like the intuition too, like so it's a kind of thing where like they teach you everything. And so there's a lot of like engineering, but then also like basic science and stuff like that.
yeah, and if you want, you can spend 1 material to increase the result of the fix roll by 1 tick. I mean, to add a die or to increase it
Mm.
by 1.
No, I feel like I've used a lot of the material, so I'm gonna save that for other folks. So that would be 2 die then? Or is it
Yeah,
1 die?
it would just be just 1 die if you're not spending anything.
Okay.
Because in this case, the person isn't helping; they're contributing their engineering skill.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, go ahead, give us this 1 die roll. See how we do.
All right. Sorry, wrong place. Then where does the stress come in?
You do need to spend the 2 stress.
Okay, so so it's on top of. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Two.
So you mark 1 tick unless you want to spend a material to bump that up to 2.
Nah, that's all right.
And yeah. Cora, what are you doing with your second downtime action?
So I want to do a schmooze
Sure.
because if I know that Eddie is trying to get one over on Counselor Swan, then Counselor Swan also probably needs a distraction.
Okay.
So I want to spend a personnel to call Tasneem and bring my courtesan friend along, and I want to get dolled up and take Counselor Swan out for some and potentially sway them to kind of leave Eddie alone.
Cool. Where exactly have you invited Counselor Swan?
Maybe in the remnant of Celia, there's some kind of dive bar or something, but it's probably like the nicest place that we have locally.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm thinking we probably look like the nicest ones in the joint, because Tasneem has her wardrobe as a courtesan that can just pop. So we probably look great in compared to our backdrop, which is probably just like this ramshackle bar in the middle of like this like just war zone that's been torn apart. Hello, am I
Cool.
still here? Oh,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah. I'm just looking to give it a name. Um Oh, these names are all terrible. Like, I think it is. Does anyone have a name? Otherwise, I'm gonna pick one here
For who?
for the bar.
Let's see.
Cosmos.
The Rolling Devil.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm just
Sounds
gonna make
good.
a note, add that to my notes. Yeah, at the Rolling Devil, Counselor Swan is uncertain why exactly you have called him out here. If it's because of my recent audit of your compatriot, I can assure you I have only the squad's best interests in mind.
Oh no, I just thought that you would want to celebrate with me how heroic I was. Standing out on the front lines for my crew. We don't need to worry about Eddie. Eddie's fine. I got Eddie under control.
Yeah, he gives you a look. You were reckless. You put yourself at danger, and from my review of the records, you put your companion in danger when he had to intervene to make certain you were not harmed. He is hard-hearted. I mean, you picked hard-hearted
Oh,
here.
fair. Oh, fair. No, I know,
If
but
if we're to continue
I
in the
just
future, I expect more subtlety going forward.
fair enough. But I mean, like I said, you don't need to worry about Eddie. I have Eddie under control. Eddie's fine. I mean, listen, he stood in the front lines for me. He covered me. We're a good team. I've got it under control. You don't need to worry about Eddie. Eddie's good. You can have an issue
You're
with me
going to
all you
keep
want. I'm just saying.
as long you can promise me that you'll keep a rein on him.
Absolutely. I already have a rein on him. Do you see how he put himself in danger for me? Come on.
All right. I have my skepticism about the process by which he was appointed to this squad. But if you
I mean, I do too.
if you encounter anything suspicious about his behavior, be sure to report it to me directly.
So I did get a 5 for my schmooze roll.
Okay. So on a 5 with schmooze, it is, I believe, you get 3 ticks on your, no, 2 ticks on your trust with your
Faction.
patron in this case.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're up
Cool.
to 4 trust.
Yeah, I just wanted to build that trust because I know we're about to break it. So.
But he does give you the look. I can trust that if you believe that Eddie is acting against the interests of the squad, you'll come to me directly with this.
Absolutely.
And he raises a glass. Well, I'll toast to that, Cora.
Fantastic. I did spend a personnel to bring Tasneem with me, just so we're aware, but I wanted that extra die just in case. And I do think Tasneem, if we're going by the best die is from the extra help I do think Tasneem was very convincing as well.
Yeah. Tasneem gently strokes his arm, and you definitely catch his eyes drifting.
Fantastic.
There we go.
I'm hoping that's something we can mine for later. So
Yeah, and to check in, I'm just looking here. So has everyone taken their second downtime action?
I think I was the last one, so yes.
Yes. So in
I
this
think I've only
game, you
taken my
get 3
first, but
downtime actions. Oh, you only had one?
I think so. Yeah, just
No, you took a. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you still have one more. You still have 2.
No, he took no, you took an upkeep and then you had an entanglement. Is that correct?
No, the upkeep was free.
and then the
Oh, that's
entanglement
right.
was
Okay,
part of
sorry.
helping.
Yeah, and I actually forgot that in this game you just automatically get to clear your level 1 harm if you take a rest. So if you do want to take that rest to clear your level 1 harm, you can. I misinformed you about that.
What is the difference between taking a rest? Is that an action? Is downtime
That's
action?
the
Or...
recover. Recover.
Okay. So, but that counts as one of your 3.
Yeah, if you wanted to clear that level 1 harm you have.
Yeah, I think I guess my thought is Eddie might do something, try to do something. I don't know, to try to get to a point where he's no longer. I guess start the wheel turning to get out of Phoenix's sites as far as being an information source. So I don't if I could. I don't know.
Sounds like a long-term project.
Yeah. Long-term project.
Yeah, so what is it you were trying to achieve that one?
I'm starting to see the price of maybe I'm starting to gel a little bit with the squad and saying I don't want to have this thing going on in the background that could blow it up. So I want to get I want to extract myself from Phoenix as an information source. So I'm not sure how trying to think of my core skill set in a way that something that would work, and I don't want to just repeat the thing with hacking, but maybe it's something that I could like accomplish something hacking wise or infiltration wise.
I mean, you
for
can
Phoenix.
also keep working on your other long-term projects as well.
Yeah. I just think it'd be interesting for the story if possibly something comes out about Phoenix to the squad at some point, and then I'm halfway towards extracting myself from that relationship.
Okay.
Just a nice sticky, complicated situation.
Okay, so like I think that will be like a complicated task. So what is like the
Yep.
first thing you're doing?
Yeah. Maybe just reaching out to Phoenix and explaining that it's they're closing in on the relationship, and I have my side of it, but that's not a very good sales pitch. So my to Phoenix, I'll be explaining. I wouldn't. You may be exposed here. They're sniffing around, auditing, and I don't know. I'm doing everything on my side I can to keep this a secret, but I understand these networks. You may end up exposing more than just me if they trace all this back to you.
Okay, and I guess I'm still trying to figure out when you want to start another long-term project here, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, my end goal is I want Phoenix to stop asking me to spy on their behalf.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that for myself.
Yeah.
I think this would be probably it would be an 8 tick clock here, which is break ties with Phoenix. You also have that head bomb you established. Like that might also be something you could work on that would contribute to that clock.
It seems like the first step to breaking ties is making sure you're out from under that kind of leverage.
Yeah, that's actually probably what will make it complicated. I'd say it's a 4 tick clock to disable that bomb in your head.
Okay, so maybe break Or do you want to? I can do it break ties with Phoenix, but the fourth tick will be that and the rest. Or
No, I'm saying that it's a separate 4-tick
Okay.
clock. You
Oh,
could
okay.
break ties with Phoenix and without
Okay.
clearing that clock, and we'll see what happens.
Nobody wants to be in the car with me when I get that done. I don't know why. All right, so disable head bomb.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, you said you want this to be something difficult to do. So like I feel
I mean,
like
I
that's
don't want it to be, but I'm guessing you'll need it to be. Yeah, but so maybe I'll start with the head bomb, and I won't say anything to Phoenix until
right. Okay. That makes sense. I'm just kind of working out like what are the clocks we're making here.
yeah. Oh boy, I just grabbed the wrong thing.
I don't know how, what's your drive? Because
Sorry.
it kind of sounds like a drive too.
This sounds, yeah, it is definitely all related to the drive you have set up here. And like once you fill some of these clocks, these would definitely be worth ticks on your drive clock.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I don't should I roll an action for my initial attempt.
Yes.
I'm assuming disabling the head bomb, I'm not like pulling the plug on it. It's probably researching how to do this or
Probably
getting
something
the
like
tools
that.
to do
Yeah.
it or something. Yeah. And I could do that with interface. I could do that with engineer. I could see rec. I don't know what
Wreck might be a poor choice, but you could always try.
I mean, it's like researing a bomb would
Yeah.
potentially be
Okay,
the
yeah.
rare case where rec could do something other than explode something. But I mean, obviously interface is my strongest. So if I can somehow be I don't know researching or hacking into the databases of Phoenix or the
Sure.
manufacturer of the bomb or something to learn about the specs and how
Sure.
to
Give
disable
me a
it.
roll with interface.
All right.
Okay, so that's 2 ticks on the disable the bomb clock. I think that you are able to pull up several different schematics that are circulated as not officially in use by the heretics, but in use.
Sure.
And yeah, so I'll try to do these last few ones kind of quickly, but we still have one more round of downtime actions, so we'll try to get along with these. Petrichor, what's your third downtime action?
I was unsure exactly what I want to do, but I was thinking about making it a starting a long-term project to try to contact members of my family that might be alive.
Sure. That makes sense.
I don't really know. It might be just like kind of I guess like seeking out connections that I know that are like adjacent to see what the situation is back home.
Mm-hmm. This sounds like concert or sway to me, what you're
Okay.
describing.
I don't have any things in that, but I can just go for it.
This sounds
Let's
like
see.
let's see. I'd say
Well, is this also something where someone could throw in and aid?
yeah, somebody could throw it in aid
I
here.
could definitely. I probably have the right connections. So
Yeah, but
I
I'd
could.
be like, I guess like looking to see who I know isn't dead.
Yeah, if I'd say
Does that make sense?
if you want to find anyone, like just anyone in your family, I'd say it's a 6-tier clock, a 4-tick clock. If you want to find a specific person, it's a 6-tier. 6-tick.
Okay. I might make it more. I guess yeah, I'll do the general one just to get it done with, and just so then I can go from there to do
Mhm.
more. But yeah, so I'm gonna do anyone, and then like just kind of see who is not dead. Like if I see like find reports that like this person was confirmed dead or whatever, and then like through process of elimination, see where like contact the people that I know are alive.
Okay. And Cora, you're helping with this?
Yeah, I can roll a 0
Yeah,
D for that.
I'll definitely use my resources, whatever connections I have to help with that. Sure.
Is this something Petrichor would get help with?
I think I would be just straight up with it, where like I'm trying to do this, like I'm not even hiding it.
Yeah. And like I said, I want to use you as a social prop. So if your
Mhm.
family is alive, then that definitely benefits me. So
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if Cora and Petrichor got to know each other more, like Petrichor might be like, yeah, like you can use me as a social prop, like that's a goal.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
obviously I'll
I
have
want to
like
use your noble
agency.
bloodlines to my advantage. So absolutely I will help you find your family. We'll find someone
So I just roll
wherever
1D,
they are.
right?
Yeah, give roll 1D for me.
Where'd the thing go? There we go. Boop. Okay,
Hey, you get to mark 1 tick.
cool.
Leopold, what are you doing with your third downtime action?
So yeah, I wanted to start a long-term project to work towards my drive as well. And I think that what this looks like, is I can't tell if it's actually, so in the other game we're playing, I'm looking for a place. So I guess right now I'm just trying to build up just amass a bunch of capital. So, that is, socking it away so that I can buy that place or find that place in the future that will take me and mine away from this war. So yeah, I think that I don't know if this is like I'm not sure how that works in the fiction of what Leopold is doing to get extra funds. If it's
Yeah, because like unlike Blades in the Dark
yeah,
or even Scum and Villainy, your character doesn't have personal wealth. That's
right.
entire like or as a stat, it's
Mhm.
entirely fictional, the wealth you have.
Totally, yeah.
So like if you want to somehow pursue a way of like making some cash, I
I
think
could be
that's
like either finding something that is like a potential job opportunity outside of the war, or like even like a place, like a good place to lay low, like just like
yeah.
looking for those things.
Mhm. Yeah, all right. Then yeah, let's look for the place because that does also feed into what my character is good at in terms of surveying. Um, so yeah, and if Petrichor is coming with, is this us poring over a map, using my technical knowledge and your vibes, or is this us out there in a ship, you know, uh, cruising the stars?
Um, I feel like it's more of a like map thing.
So maybe like us in a
It's
darkened room.
your project though.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that. Us in a darkened room, the AR map
Mhm.
around us, the stars swirling, crossing our faces,
Mhm.
and one shines in your eyes, and you think it might be worth looking more deeply into. Or we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how this roll goes. What am I rolling?
Uh what are
I mean,
you
so
rolling?
I
What
was trying to
action are you
survey.
using?
I was trying to survey.
So roll survey plus 1 die.
Okay, great. A6.
Okay,
So
so
definitely the vibes were right.
I'd say like finding some land would probably be like a 6 tick clock.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that fills 3 ticks on it.
Great.
Nice. How much stress do you have, Leopold?
2.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, oh, can I take some of your stress if you have a lot, but you don't, so I'm
I
not
don't,
going
yeah.
to.
Fair, yeah. Great.
But yeah, I feel like part of that, like Petrichor, is also just like, I also wish I could just leave this behind.
I know that, but the only way we're going to be able to leave this behind is by fighting. And I hope you'll be able to understand that. The price we paid on our mission was because we weren't all fighting. I share your hope for peace, but you're gonna have to see. I think it's easy to have visions of peace when you've led mostly a peaceful life. That isn't what I grew up with.
Mm-hmm. You'd be interested to find how unpeaceful my life was.
Tell me about it.
And they like flex their arm and just like the entire planet was always in battle. This upheaval isn't something that was a surprise, it was inevitable. I'm not afraid to fight, I just wish I didn't have to.
On that, we can agree.
I don't
Ooh,
think that's a good scene.
yeah. Yeah, Eddie, what are you doing with your last downtime?
If anybody has a better idea, I'm open to it. But I was gonna just take one more stab at the head bomb.
Okay.
Now that I'm working on it, I kind of want to get it out of there. I don't know why. I don't know if I can use interface on that again, or if I need to do something else. But
It's action. The action you use is up to you.
okay, yeah, I guess
Is there any potential that I could help on this one? Since now that I have Tasneem distracting Counselor Swan, maybe I've gotten a little bit of something back to Eddie.
Like what?
If we're going, I don't know. Would Tasneem give me any sort of intel if maybe she went back with Counselor Swan after we left the Rolling Devil and maybe she dug something up at his place or something? Maybe like some way that we can patch into something to get dirt.
Well, he's not looking for dirt right now. He's removing the
Oh,
body.
I thought that's what he was looking for. Oh, sorry, wrong
I mean,
thing.
if there's a good opportunity for and I hate this goddamn horrible business word, synergy with what Core is working on, then I should take advantage of that, and I can look at the head bomb later. So
I just think if Tasneem is over in Counselor Swan's abode, then potentially we could utilize that.
Yeah, that sounds
as
like
a way
I
to
should take
push
advantage
that.
of what's happening in the fiction, and I want to do this eventually. So why not do it at this super opportune moment? Love it.
What action would you be using then in this case?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm leaning towards interface because it's what I'm good at, and I feel like it makes some sense in fiction for me to be, I'm trying to find evidence that I can hold over Swan's head, so records or photographs or whatever.
Okay, sure. Give me a roll with interface and add a die. Oh,
Oh, 222. Jesus
you
Christ.
get one.
I saw a 6. I'm like, yeah, no, that is the total of all 3 dice.
But
Triple 6, so I got a critical 6. Yeah. Or critical 2, I should say.
I mean, I think you just get some eggplant emojis from
fair enough.
Yeah.
Dang. But we're getting there. That's a nugget. Dang it.
Oh, sorry, I put it on.
Cora, what are you
so close.
Yeah, what are you doing with your last downtime action?
Well, I want to ask, since I acted on my belief with Leopold, do I get a tick in our relationship clock, and can I utilize that to cut loose
No,
with
you
Leopold?
get ticks in your relationship
Shoot.
clock when you have downtimes. When you have when you
Oh,
blow
when
when
we're on a
you
mission.
no, when you remove stress with them. I forget the name of the downtime action off the top of my
Cut
head.
loose?
Yeah, when you cut loose with them, you
Well,
get to
that's-
add a tick.
I'm trying to cut loose with Leopold, so then I get one tick, and so that's one die, right?
And describe how you when you cut loose, you remove stress from their stress track, pick another pilot, and describe how the two of you spend time dealing with the pressure. You'd roll dice equal to the number of ticks in your connection clock, which is 1. And you heal
All
stress
right.
equal to the highest die result.
What sounds good to you, Leopold? Because I just want to cut loose and get rid of some of my stress. So what sounds good
Sounds
to you?
great. Let's see. Well, I mean, you're trying to fix me, so I guess what would be the what would
Let's think.
Cora take Leopold to do that that would
Let's go on a shopping excursion. She's like, oh, we got this material. Let's go and get you spruced up because you look a little haggard. So let's indulge in a shopping extravaganza, and I will roll 1 for that. Why not? Let's see what we get.
Oh wait, can I help on
I
this?
got a
I mean,
3.
oh,
Well, I don't think you need. It's just cutting loose. So I think I just
oh,
roll
there's
the
no
1
downside.
dice, and then, well, if there is a downside, because if
Yeah,
I
you
roll
can't
more
get
than the
help on
stress that
cutting loose.
Okay.
if I roll more than the stress that I have, then I overindulge, which I actually rolled exactly the amount of stress
Yep,
that I
just
have.
what you needed.
So, yep. We just needed to go shopping, Leopold. Got to get you some new threads.
Oh yeah, I
don't
think Petrichor
understand.
pointed out a good thing, but we'll bring it up later because we're running kind of short on time.
I don't understand. How does buying something for me make you feel good?
Because you look less like a scrub.
Cora's love language is gifts.
Remember, we're manufacturing. Are we manufacturing heroes? I forget what.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So you gotta look the part to be the part. You gotta dress for the job you want, Leopold. Come on. Also, it keeps eyes off of you in Counselor Swan's, as far as Counselor Swan is concerned. So that works for me.
I think so we'll get a little anime here, and so Leopold doesn't say it to Cora, but steps away and the light falls away, and within his heart he's like, but I don't want to be a hero. I just want to be free. And
Fair
but
enough.
but yeah, he can't bring himself to look the gift horse in the mouth. He grew up with
In my mind,
nothing.
I'm imagining Elle Woods and Emmett going shopping in Legally Blonde. It's very that, like, you wear all the tweed and the corduroy, and I'm like, no, that's not gonna cut it. We gotta look the part to be the part. Like,
Nice. All right.
Great. Yeah, and Cora, you get to, besides relieving of stress, you get to increase your connection clock with Leopold by 1.
yay, that's what I wanted.
And you get a new belief about you get to write in a new belief about Leopold.
I want it to be something tying into us having, like, sort of like a sibling relationship or something. I don't know. Do you have any ideas, Leopold?
Well, I mean, so like immediately, if we're talking about that, our backgrounds are different, but we could be family or something along those lines.
Sure.
Oh, that's so good.
That's a good one. I will write that.
Cool. So
Our
yeah,
backgrounds and stress.
with
Do we
that,
both want to fix Leopold?
In different ways.
In different ways,
Yeah.
very much.
yeah, cool. So with that, let's jump into XP. We're running kind of long here, so I'll try to kind of quickly run us through this. We'll start on you, Petrichor.
I didn't do anything, right?
Stuff you
no,
do
but
during
there are
downtime counts.
opportunities to express your history, tragedy,
Yeah.
opening,
Okay.
your belief, scars, or quirks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah. Uh, so where's my XP thing? I can't find it.
It's over in row 57, column AP.
Oh wow. Okay.
You addressed a challenge with
Gotcha.
understanding or poise.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Then did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Yes.
Cool. Do you think it happened more than once?
I feel like I did with helping Leopold and also working on my project.
Cool. So that's 2 XP. See?
Cool.
And
And
did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or quirks? So this would
No.
mostly be your beliefs here.
I don't think so.
Okay. Cool.
Or not struggled with. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Our envoy, did you address a challenge with deception or influence?
I sure did. I did a whole schmooze.
Yeah. Do you think you did it more than once?
No, just the one time.
Okay, so 1 XP. Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
I think I did as well because I brought Tasneem with me that is part of my history. I think that
Cool.
would be like, and also me expressing my socialite history as well.
Cool. So you can take an XP for that.
Okay.
And did you struggle? Again, this will mostly be, did you struggle because of your beliefs?
I think in a potential way I could have, if we are going off the fact that I am distrustful of Eddie, but I put my neck on the line for Eddie with Swan, that could be a potential struggle later on.
This is up to you. You answer the questions here. I'm just asking them.
That's how I feel, but
Sure.
I also, I
Go
mean,
right ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, you're the answering the questions I'm asking.
I think that will be a struggle later on because I have now placed myself between two people I don't really trust because I'm not super trustful of Swan and I'm not super trustful of Eddie, and that is in my belief with Eddie that I don't think. But I also acted on that and I told Swan I will keep an eye on Eddie. So now I've made that commitment as well.
Cool. Leopold, did you address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
I did not.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Yeah, I definitely did. In my interactions with Petrichor and with Cora, I feel like I taught, worked through my history a little bit. And then in terms of struggling with beliefs, I hard-eyed Eddie because I don't trust where he got that extra personnel from. Talked to Petrichor about our differing views on violence, or both our shared view and our ultimately different view on violence.
Go ahead then.
Cool.
And our hacker, Eddie, did you address a challenge with knowledge or digital power? I feel like that's 2 XP right there. That's all you did. That's what you did today.
Doing root canals was my specialty. Yes.
Yeah. Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like certainly at least the relationships with the other characters was being explored, kind of mirroring what everybody else was saying. But I don't think it was super deep or intense. But I feel like for one, it was featured a lot.
And then did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or quirks?
Uh, I guess maybe that's what I'm thinking of more than I guess yeah. I guess I was thinking I'd take one for each of the two, both between the relationships with the other characters and then also the
Sure.
NPC struggles and
Okay.
stuff. But do we put all these go into the playbook
You
XP
can
or
they
some?
can go anywhere you want.
Okay.
Oh.
Playbook XP is if you want another ability.
Sure.
And now for squad, I already marked down some XP from our past mission, but let's see. Did you bolster your squad's reputation or develop a new one?
I did, right? I built trust with Swan.
Is that bolstering your reputation of Scrappy?
Or building
It
a new
could
one.
be.
Does this
Then
go all the way
maybe
back
maybe
to
for developing a new one, I might hold off on that. We'll see if that
I'd say Petrichor's actions make us look scrappy. You know, came
Yeah,
back with a
fair
lot of
enough.
scraps. So
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll mark one for that. And did you express the goals, inner conflicts, or essential nature of the squad?
inner conflicts, we definitely had some inner conflicts.
Mhm.
Both, you know, in terms of class and views of violence.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that came up a couple times. All right. So that takes us through it. I'm going to take us off air now to do a very quick round of stars and wishes. Until next time, I'll be seeing y'all.